It is ready. Hey, it's Lenny Schmidt. Welcome to Quarantine Comedy. We're late. What's up, man? What's going on? We're running a little bit late. It's all good, man. Hang on. I'm checking some sound tweaks. Look, I just dodged a bullet right there. Do me a favor if you're watching the show, just hit the thumbs up button real quick. You can do that right now. There's a lot of viewers already. This is really cool. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, please, because apparently it's very important to YouTube. Also, if you want, you can share the video. Feel free to share the video. Go right ahead and do it. Also, you can subscribe to the channel. Look, bam, it's right down. Look, it's right there is my face. If you click on my face, you can subscribe to my channel. That's how it works. So we're going to run the intro video, and I'm going to try and dull these lights because I look like Casper the Ghost. Guys, buckle up. Scott Henry's a guest on episode 176, Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. Up. Hey, look at that. We cut the intro short. Things are going well tech-wise. I'm blaming the kids from Westview. That's what's happening. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is Monday, the 28th. It's my mom's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Mom. I already called her earlier today to let her know happy birthday. You guys are great. Thanks for being here. First of all, Reconnecting Comedy was Saturday night. I'm sure most of you know that. If you watch these shows regularly or watch my work regularly, you know Saturday night was the sketch show that I do every other month. It was outstanding, if I must say so myself. And I only say that because, I have a feature on there where we have Patreon members that are involved in sketches sometimes. It's a writer's group, something I offer my Patreon members, where we get together every couple weeks and write sketches and put things together. And then I help shoot them and direct them, and we put them in the show themselves. So this last show, Saturday, had 2 or 3 sketches from 2 of the Patreon members, which were really funny. But it also had a sketch I wrote and directed and shot myself with Brenda Runyon, who plays Myrtle, a character she developed while she was doing these Patreon shows. And that sketch was really good. I have half a mind to show it here. I really do. It's good work. Let's go to the board and see who's here. It was really impressive. It was Brenda, it was Charlie Hughes, and it was Julia Bendis, who was on the show on a regular basis. Those 3 people. They did an excellent job. And now that I've thought about it, I am going to show that sketch here one time. Folks, this is a sketch we ran Saturday during the Reconnecting Comedy Show. This is a match for Myrtle, starring Brenda Runyon as Myrtle, Julia Bendis as Julia, and Charlie Hughes as a young, innocent construction worker. This is brilliant work by all 3 of them. I'm very proud of them. Anyway, this is what we showed Saturday.
Okay, let's get this over with.
Hi, Julia. You're 8 seconds late. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Just working hard to find you that perfect match.
'Cause you promised.
I sure did.
The perfect match promise is the best idea ever. So I look forward to our sessions. Why, I've even lost track of how many.
199, Myrtle. 199 sessions. Over 550 videos of potential matches that for some reason aren't good enough for you. 199.
Almost 200? Yay!
Yeah, yay!
Well, we have to do something special for the 200th meeting.
No, no, that's negative thinking. Today's the day we find you a perfect match.
Aren't you forgetting something? The 5 points.
After 199 episodes, I think I have them memorized.
Really? What are they then?
He has to work in construction.
A laborer, not a foreman. They're so grumpy.
Watches network television.
Sitcoms are so underrated.
Drives a Datsun.
They are so hard to find.
And 4, believes the 2004 Academy Awards for Best Original Screenplay that went to Lost in Translation should be taken away and given to the rightful winner, Finding Nemo.
It was a fix. I'm telling you, there's something fishy there. Ha! Fishy. Do you hear what I did with that one?
Yes, I see. I do. Every week I see.
And most important,
He must like that. Okay, here's number 1.
Hi, my name is Freddie. I want a girl. And then enough about me. Enough for the girl. I want the girl. She should be pretty, and she should cook food good for me on breakfasts and lunch and dinner. 3 meals a day. I'll need all 3 because I'm home all of the time. I am unemployed now. Go into the kitchen to cook every meal only after my mother is finished, because she'll get mad, and make me a large plate of food and bring it in to my bedroom, and then I want her to get into bed with me, and then take the food.
That's a solid no.
I'll say he was scary.
Okay, let's try number 2.
I don't. When I turn it on, what do I ask? What do I say?
It's on, Dad.
No, it's not on. I got the
Yes,
power's
it
on, but
is.
it's not
Literally,
recording.
do you see the red button?
Yeah.
It says recording
Yeah,
right there.
but you gotta press that button, that thing.
No, but Dad, if it says recording, then it's obviously recording.
No, I don't.
You're just ignorant.
Hey!
What?
What the fuck? You're just like your mom.
Oh my God, you're such an asshole.
What? You're just like your mother.
I don't think he cares about the 2004 Academy Awards. Did you screen these?
Okay, I have one more. This one just came in. I haven't even looked at it. Let's just... Oh, what the hell.
Hey, I'm Charlie. I'm sorry, I'm trying my best with this techie stuff, but I'm a simple construction worker. Well, part-time. I can't seem to get any more hours from my foreman. He is so grumpy. But what are you gonna do? Gotta get that money. Parts and upkeep for my Datsun aren't free. I guess in terms of what I'm looking for, I don't know. Someone to be with me, someone to watch TV with, comedy. Call Me Cat, Two Broke Girls, Homeboys in Outer Space. I'm talking real comedy. NBC, CBS, not that crap you find on streaming services. I guess what I'm trying to say is, life without love isn't life at all. You feel shortchanged, empty, robbed even. Kind of like how Finding Nemo was robbed of the 2004 Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. I mean, someone should go grab that award from Sofia Coppola and give it to the rightful owner. Anyway, I'm here. Call me, find me. I am open to pretty much anything. Except cats. I hate them. They're pretty much the devil.
Yay! 200! See you next week, Julia.
Yay.
Yes! There's Brenda Runyon, Julia Bendis, Charlie Hughes. They were great. They did an excellent job. I'm proud of all 3 of them. Charlie nailed it in the very first one tape. He sent me that tape. He taped it himself. Everybody else I kind of walked through, and we directed. You guys were asking. Charlie loved the sketch. Everybody liked it. You guys did a really great job. I'm really proud of those guys. So I'm sure only good things from Myrtle moving forward, who's both the funniest and most annoying character I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. All right, let's go to the board really quick, man. You guys were great. Thank you for supporting the show Saturday. I really, really appreciate it. It was awesome. The next one's going to be delayed a little bit because I have ship dates coming up. So supposedly, knocking on wood, I have ship dates, but I'm going to be gone for like 5 or 6 weeks. So I'm going to reschedule around the ship dates. Real quick before we get going, this show is live next week from Chicago on the 7th. Zanies and Rosemont. We are doing the podcast live from Zanies and Rosemont, and then the rest of that week, I will be there headlining, and the feature act will be my brother Mike Schmidt. So that's the first time in 19 years we've worked together, and the last time we worked together, we got into a horrible fight and didn't talk for 12 years, and that's a total true story. So hopefully that is not what's going to happen this time. I'll start plugging it tomorrow on Facebook. I can't wait. I'm going to have some fun with it. It'll be a blast. I was talking to my mom about it this morning. She thinks it's hilarious. All right, man. Lori Solanka is here. Thank you so much for tuning in, Lori. All the usual suspects. I can't thank you guys enough for supporting the show live. We got more people than normal tonight, probably because of our guest. I never get more people. It's always when there's a guest. They come to see Scott. Robin Greenberg's here. Tammy Mulligan, Vince Mulligan, Rachel Zimmerman, who I had brunch with yesterday when they were in town. Thank you guys for being here. Alex and Erica are here as well. I hope you're doing well. Your wife is pregnant. You're very close to having 3 kids. I can't wait to see you with 3 kids, Alex. You're going to have a heart attack because those 2 boys give you a run for your money, brother. I think that's everybody. Gar's here as well, man. Gar's some people from Chicago. Gar's here. I'll see you next week, Gar. Let me know what night you were coming or what night you're interested in coming. Please text me directly this time. Don't just show up at the show and pay for your own ticket. Send me a message, please, so I can take care of you because Gar's a good man. Folks, let's get this going. Let's get moving along. We're already at 6:15. That's not a bad time. Folks, your next friend is a comic. He is from is Ben Magley here? Too bad Ben Magley's not here. I don't know if he's here. Our guest tonight's a Packer fan. I bring it up because Ben Magley is a huge one of my Patreon followers, huge Packer fan. I thought he'd be happy to see today's guest. Scott is from Wisconsin originally. I met him out here in L.A. At the Improv, I want to say. We've never really worked together, but we've seen each other numerous times. We used to watch football together. He worked ships as well, but he was one of the guys I never, ever got a chance to work with, which is weird. That happens all the time. But let's take a moment. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Folks, this is my good friend, Scott Henry.
How are you? Good? A little artichoke dip. You're looking good. Just mowing down. Ugh. Not me, man. I worked out today. Got a good one in, too. Just like, Right? Simple workout, dude. Right? 45 minutes long. That's it. That's all you need. First 30 minutes, I spend untangling my headphones. Right? Then I'm so pissed, my heart rate's up. Do some light stretching and out the door. Just want to kill somebody in there, man. My girlfriend says, why don't you read while you're on the treadmill? Yeah, let me do 2 things I hate at once. Why don't you just call me? We'll talk about the state of our relationship. That'll make any man run right there.
Folks, that's my good friend. Let's hear it for him coming live to the stage. I always say the stage. Welcome to the screen, my good friend, Mr. Scott Henry. Here he is. Look, there he is, live in person.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Thanks for being here.
So good to be here with you.
Excellent, man. Thanks. Got all the sound issues, all that stuff all figured out. Everything's good. No Packer helmet in the background? I saw that in one of your clips before. I don't want to see it.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, hold on. Hey, honey, would you get my Packer helmet for me, please?
It's great. It's great.
We're moving right now.
Oh, that's right.
We're moving in 1 day. If she finds this helmet, she gets a gold star.
Wow, that's great. I can't believe it's not in arm's reach. That'll be one of the last things you pack would be the Packer helmet.
Well, it's an Aaron Rodgers helmet, and Aaron is he's a bit bipolar, by crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He covers all of them.
I had one really good encounter with him, and I had one really annoying encounter with him. So the helmet stays in the garage to where someday, if my wife leaves me and I'm broke, maybe I can get a couple $1,000 for it.
Yeah, there you go. Hang on to that, something to sell. Who knows who he'll be playing for then? That's really your Aaron Rodgers helmet? That's the best.
Here it is.
Dude, that's badass.
Right there.
Oh, she found it, dude. Oh, my God. It's signed and everything. Wow. Too bad Ben Makeley's not here. I got a guy that's a huge Packer fan. That's one of my Patreon fans. He's always sending
And here's what Aaron did. I got this helmet at an event that he was at. And I was one of the celebrities as well. And I had talked to him the night before quite a bit. And I had some mutual friends and stuff like this. So then the next night I'm sitting there having drinks. And my friend had purchased this helmet for me in the auction. And Aaron comes walking into the hotel like, I don't know, 11:45, 12 o'clock at night. And I walk up and I said, hey, man, can I get a picture with the helmet to just authenticate it for charity in case I want to give it, I want to give it to charity. I want to be able to have the photo with you to make sure that these kids or whoever were to get all the money. And he goes, nah. I go,
That's it?
I go, really? Yeah, he goes, I go, really? And he goes, yeah, nah. And I go, there's no way that that's a real thing. And he goes, yeah, no. So I turn to all the other celebrities, all the other people that were in the hotel, and I go, who wants an Aaron Rodgers helmet? $50, $40, $30. Who wants this stupid helmet? And that was my story with him. So I keep it there in case I need it.
Wow. That's
it's unfortunate, but you know what? That's the thing, Lenny, is that, the Packers, they've had a history of terrible GMs, but Aaron's also a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
So
I hear that. Well, I don't like, I'm a Bears fan, so I can't stand the guy. However, talent-wise, I'm not going to take anything away from him. But I've heard numerous stories like you just told. There's and sometimes I'll give those guys leeway, man, because you have no idea. You do a lot of you've done a lot of corporate functions where you have a lot of big celebrities and they show up, and sometimes you get somebody on a bad day or something, man. And it happens.
The only thing is that was a safe space for all the celebrities. Right. So that's what it was. I did a show that night, everything. Right. So it was just what it was. Maybe he was having a bad night, but apparently he has a lot of bad nights. He doesn't talk to his family or whatever, but fucker can ball.
Yeah, no, he's probably I hate it, but he's probably the best quarterback playing right now. He's amazing. He made a pass in a Dallas playoff game that sold me in that. It was maybe 5-6 years ago. He's rolling to his left. He hit the tight end that used to play for the Bears, and he had getting a field goal range to win the game. And when he threw that pass, and it was was it Bennett? I think was the tight end that caught it. It was on the line.
No, it wasn't Bennett. It was. Oh, what was his name? He's still playing. No, it was Bennett.
Yeah,
actually,
he used to play for the Bears. Yeah. He played for the Bears for the year before, and then he played for the Packers that year. But and the only way Bennett could catch that ball was to stand on the line and put his hands over the. I mean, and Rodgers threw that ball on a dime, running to his left, and when he threw that pass, I went, motherfucker. I go, man,
I know.
What do you say? That's like the best pass I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, all right, that's pretty good.
At least you're not a Lions fan, and I don't know what you talk about. I don't know if you talk about sports on here, dude. That's just where we went.
We mix it up.
So the Bears, man. I'm happy for you. I hope your quarterback is good. He's a tough ass, man. He got hit in the back by that dude and played the entire game. And he had some injuries in that championship game.
Yeah. Well, I liked him, man. You know what? The reports coming out of camp and everything I'm hearing from the people I know in sports and stuff are nothing but really strong positive, like really good. They're like, he came in, was running the huddle within like 4 hours, and they're like, wow, that's okay. You know what I mean? So that's what I want. So we'll see.
That's impressive. That you kind of learned from watching that show, Hard Knocks, is even Baker Mayfield, the year the Browns were on, he would walk in to the huddle and he owned it. You know what I mean? He was still a rookie, but I think the guys believed in him. Yeah. And I think that's going to be hard, man. A lot of these guys have been around for a long time.
Well, I think that's the hardest thing for those. You gotta. It's like being a comic. When you go up on stage, you got to own the stage. If you're a young quarterback going into a team that's established, and some of those veterans have been around for 12 years, you got to walk into huddle and not take any bullshit. You know what I mean? And you got to put your foot down immediately, and they got to know you're in charge. That's got to be huge. That's why quarterbacks are badasses. You know, if you think about it, the guy's his early 25-year-old guy walking into a huddle going, all right, pay attention. Here's what we're going to do. You know, that's pretty ballsy.
That's what always bothers me. That's what always bothers me about these guys. They're like, oh, these quarterbacks get hit. Yeah, you get hit too, but you know what? You get a chance to prepare for it. Quarterbacks don't. They're like this. They throw it and bang. You know, I mean, they don't get a chance to They don't get a chance to hit you ever. They don't get a chance to hit anybody ever. You know what I mean? They are the ones, and they're a sitting duck. So I don't want to hear, you know, any one of these people that that we hear saying, oh, this guy, he can't take a hit. You know what, dude? You can't take a hit. That's who can't take a hit. Because I promise you, if you were standing in there, as much as you hate Tom Brady, the dude takes the hit and gets up.
Yeah. Well, dude, you ever been on a sideline for an NFL football game? Those guys are like trucks.
I was supposed to be on one. Yeah.
Dude, it scares the hell out of you. When you get down there, you see it live. You're like, oh, wow, that's football. Okay. All right. Yeah. Like, you know, a play happens and they get up and go back to a huddle. Like, I would lay there crying after one play.
Yeah. I was just at practices. That's the only thing I was at was practices. And it was 100 years ago. One of them was a Colts practice. I knew a guy named Dwayne Bickett, who was a middle linebacker for the Colts way back when. And that's when Steve Ettman was with them. He was the first #1 pick. Like offensive lineman or defensive lineman, I can't remember what it was, but he was a really nice guy. But they had come to the show, and then I went and watched practice, and I think Jeff George was their quarterback at the time. And watching him zing a ball 35 yards without arcing was like,
that's remarkable, dude.
Yeah. But the speed of them, man, it sounds like a herd of lions coming. You know, it's just crazy how fast. You don't know when you see a human being running 23 miles an hour. You have no reference to that at all.
No, because when you watch them on TV, they're surrounded by other football players. So when you're down there and you actually see them as a human being, you're like, oh, my God, this guy's like a machine or a car. That's a vehicle.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Moving up the sideline.
25 miles an hour. So
that's insane. So, dude, you're moving now. I know you're in Kentucky. Man, you've been all over the place. What the hell? You left L.A. Smart move, by the way. Went to Kentucky. Yeah. And then you're one of millions of guys who have left L.A. And now you're in Kentucky. What's the deal? You sold a house. You're moving. What's going on? Are you going to stay in Kentucky? You are, right?
Yeah. Well, we love Lexington. Lexington is absolutely awesome. But I've been coming here for 20 years for a golf tournament. And so when it came time to, people were offering us money on our house in Valley Village, which was literally right next to Studio City. And we were getting like offer in our mailbox. And I call it a friend of ours who was a real estate agent. And I'm like, is this a real thing, this number? And she goes, listen, you put lipstick on a pig on that kitchen and that number is going to get even better. And so I go to Catherine. I go, what do you think of this? And she goes, where would we go? And I said, I want to go to Lexington, Kentucky. She goes, okay. I know we know a lot of people there. She got on, checked out the schools, checked out the property. It's like, really? If I sold this house? So then our friend Meredith, by the time we opened the second bottle of wine, we were moving to Lexington. And so, and we had been trying to have a child for a couple of years, and it wasn't working out. We actually had one miscarriage, and then we were starting the adoption process. And, it's difficult. So we sell the house in like a second, and we buy this other house in Lexington that's half built. It's in the middle of construction, and it's a transition home. You know, it was 500 square feet bigger than the one we had in LA, but it was a small house on the standards of
compared for Lexington. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And it was 50,000 less than half of what we sold our house for. And so we've lived in this, we ended up getting pregnant 2 months later, and then we moved into this house, and it's been wonderful, but we needed something bigger. And so we found this other house. And it's 3 miles away, and it's in a great little situation. It's a great school district for Kenna. And so we're moving over there. It's been great. We're excited about it.
Good for you, man. Congratulations. That's good. It's a good time to be moving, especially now with house prices are crazy. I guess you got a good guess you did all right moving. House prices out here are insane. I know guys. In fact, last night I was at the there was a benefit, or I'm sorry, memorial for Carl LeBeau last night over at the Whiskey, and we were there and I ran into John Caponera, who's leaving here and going to Vegas. So he's moving to Vegas. He's actually in the process of doing that now. But he's looking at houses in Vegas, dude, and every time he makes an offer for someone in Vegas, somebody comes over the top by like $100,000 and pays cash, sight unseen. That's going on like crazy right now. Like if you make an offer for a house, people are just throwing cash at it.
Right now, he should rent an apartment and wait. I mean, I can't imagine what he got for that gigantic house he had in L.A.
Well, he sold it a while ago when him and Yolanda got divorced, and then he went to Woodland Hills, and I think he's going to stay in Chicago for at least the next 4 to 6 months. That's kind of his plan.
That's what he should do until the house market. What happened with us is that we found this. There was this little area called the Island here, like 3 miles away from us. It's in between these two lakes, and it's beautiful. But the house needs work. The bones of the house is great. It was built in '76. It's in an unbelievable area. It's in the best zip code. It's all the things that you want in a house. But it clicked up on my Redfin thing at 10 a.m. By 2 o'clock, we were in the house. And that night, we got our loan approved. The next day, we put an offer in on the house. And by 3 o'clock, we had the house.
Dude.
That's how fast things are moving.
Yeah.
Our house, when we put it on the market at 9:30, at 12:30, we had 2 offers, all cash, over ask.
Right.
And so that was it. And we had a little rental, so the only thing where we caught a break is that we bought a house that needed work on the inside. So we're going to gut the kitchen, but a lot of that work I do. I do all the trim, the molding, I paint, I do, we're going to sand the floors and do stuff like that. So it worked out perfectly for us. So we got a pretty good deal. People don't want to put money in houses anymore unless you flip things for a living. And, so they want it to be turnkey. So that's why
we just walk right into it. Well, good for you, man. And you can do the work. That's good, man. I envy you. I can't do work. I mean, I can do work. It just sucks. I've never been able to, anything I built falls apart. I just can't get my head wrapped around what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing something wrong, Scott. I don't know.
Yeah, I like to build furniture. I grew up in the house of a guy. I was a machinist before I did comedy. My dad was a machinist and also a carpenter, so I learned about that stuff. But I like to build furniture, and I remodeled the house back in L.A., but my wife was like, I didn't know you could do all this stuff. But then I started building furniture, and I had friends that were like, oh, my gosh, it would be great. We would pay you to build a piece for us. But I'm like, you know what? I only build furniture for us because the furniture I build has 1 or 2 secrets to it. There's a few secrets in there that maybe, somebody who pays for something doesn't want to deal with.
They wouldn't appreciate it. Yeah, right.
No.
Why is this leg bigger than the other ones? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's the surprise. That's the bonus. That's the bonus in the chair. Thank you very much. Well, dude, man, good for you, dude. Well, good luck with the move, man. I hate moving sucks, though. It's the worst, but,
Well, what's unbelievable is, and you know how show business is, dude. The gigs always come up when something else goes up. Like they always say, like if you want to book a commercial or something or a gig, plan a vacation.
Right.
Yeah. That's the truth. So what happens? I'm not saying that I'm quitting stand up or anything like that because I'm not, because I got the other thing and I have plans. But I got hired to do golf announcing here for a big event. And when did it happen? The 3 days we're doing the signing on these houses, the signing on the house we're buying, and then the day we move.
Right.
So my wife is overjoyed about it.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. No, then you're not traveling, right? Those gigs are there, correct? This is all close? Sort of
yeah,
close?
they're there, but the only thing is I'm not home to help my wife move. Although we have movers and everything, but everything just happened to come upon a stressful time. But I'm excited to have that situation. And but all is good, man. I really can't complain.
Yeah, now that's cool. It's funny, everything happens, it kind of falls into place for a reason. But if you're moving now, if you're smart, you're moving into a place you don't plan on leaving forever. You know what I mean? That's every time I move, I'm like, I'm not going anywhere ever again.
Yeah. Now luckily we found a way to be very minimalist in this house. And we're very excited about that. Yeah.
Well, your daughter's only, how old is your daughter still? She's still around 5, 6?
3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
Dude, those are great
Yeah.
years. Those are great years.
So she's doing summer camp now, and people always say terrible twos. I had no problem with the twos. The threes now, she's getting a little lippy.
Yeah, it's the threes, man. They got that off. People always said that. Because when I went through the twos, I was like, these aren't so bad. And same thing. Threes came. You're like, what the? Yeah. She starts to get.
We don't go. We don't even want to go to restaurants anymore.
Oh,
Because
really?
it's like all you do is fucking go, no, sit down, honey, no, give me that, baby, grab, honey, would you just? This is, and you're like, just get the fucking food to go and let's get out of here. You know what I mean?
Right. We're not staying. We're leaving.
Yeah.
Dude, my youngest was like that. My oldest was great. I could take her anywhere, any restaurant we went to when she was a kid. But when we had the youngest, then we stopped going out. It was the same. She would always end up missing. Anywhere we went, she would disappear, and she thought it was funny to hide. Yeah, she thought it was hilarious. By the way, she'd do this in Target all the time, and she did it at a campground once. Anyway, every time is me. Dude, I shut down the campground. I shut the whole camp. I drove right to the front where the guard was. I go, I'm missing my 6-year-old daughter. No one can leave this fucking campground. He goes, okay, all right, fair enough. And they lock it up, dude. They were on and I went through to every site. I go, have you seen the little girl? Have you seen? And eventually I found her. But she used to just wander off all the time. And she used to think it was hilarious. She used to think it was funny. See me freaking out. Me at a Target, Lily, just freak. You're missing a little child. That's
a different feeling, too. That's not like a normal feeling. That's like, I lost my damn kid.
Yeah, that's not like I lost my keys. You know what I mean? There's fear and terror and all kinds of shit. And you're screaming. You don't care who's looking at you. I would scream at the top of my lungs. And she'd come out laughing. And then I yell at her. And now I look like the asshole. You know what I mean? Because I'm so angry. I'm like, you can't do that. I'm just so freaked out. But yeah, she used to do that all the time.
It's hard not to. The testing that they do with you, you have so many great times with them, but they love to just test you, they love to fuck with you a little bit.
They're doing this. It's kind of their job, dude. It's really to push the bar as far as they possibly can.
Yep.
How was quarantine with a 3-year-old at the house? How was that? And how long were you guys locked up? I'm sorry, you guys weren't locked up that long, were you? Or what was the deal?
We were, yeah. We were locked up. I came off a boat March 3rd. Oh no, March 8th. I came back. A year and some change ago, obviously. And didn't go anywhere. We went on a Mexico trip, but we didn't fly commercial. So it wasn't our, situation.
Right.
Went to Mexico. We went to West Virginia once. And that was it. So I learned that I missed cruises once in a while. Because you go on a cruise, dude. For the first couple of days, you do a good bit of sleeping.
Yeah, dude, I'm like you, man. I embrace that downtime right at the beginning. It's pretty good.
I mean, I don't want to go out there for 2 weeks, and I get a little anxious when it goes off, but I definitely miss going out for a week and sort of decompressing. And I eat real healthy when I'm on the ship, and I work out, and I do all that kind of stuff. And then, you come back, but I had to learn how to do things differently. My wife is a corporate consultant or strategy consultant. And so I'm taking care of my daughter all the time. And, 55 years old, I'm not 25 and I'm not, females happen to be better at this than males. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go real sexist, but
sure.
It's, I spent a lot of time with her, but there's some days where you're like, I'm going to take a ride. I'll be back.
Well, dude, 3 is a tough age, bro, because they constantly need you. They need something. They need, as a question every 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's this? What's this?
Wasn't, like we said, 2 wasn't that bad.
Right.
2 was like, okay, daddy. Yeah, daddy, you want to go? And you go to the park and she'd just fumble around a little bit and do all that stuff. Now, dude. It's like she has things she would like to do, and then she has trouble with transitions and shit like that. So you're like just put your damn underwear on, do not stop spilling shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I should just wear a fucking towel at all times and wipe up stuff. But it's It is great. It's just, it's a challenge.
Well, it's a good age at 3, man. They're a handful. They're also exhausting, man. That's why I asked, like, during COVID, I don't envy anybody that had a toddler during COVID. I had teenagers, and there's a whole different level of, it's a lot more brainy here where they're women. They're little women. I was just talking about this. I have to be aware that they're little women. So they're having those moments where I have to just listen to them, and I can't go, well, here's what you should do, because then they get pissed at me.
Yeah.
I can't solve their problems. So when you're a teenager, it's one thing, but when you're a toddler, man, they're exhausting. They just want to play and do stuff and run and and all kind of and then they get mad when you can't do it, and you're tired, and you can only. And the older they get, you can throw them in the air and it's fun. But the older they get, the harder just to throw them, and then your arm hurts and your back. You can only do so much, man.
What's the worst too is that when you put her with a babysitter. All right, now we have this woman Malia who's fantastic. She's been with us for a long time. She's a retired English professor from Mississippi, and I know, is there such thing? But anyway, but she's amazing.
That's why you got her. She needed work.
Amazing. And then she'll be like, "Daddy, play with me," or "Daddy, do this." She's like, "I miss Miss Malia." I'm like, "Oh,
nice.
Oh, I'm a dick." You know what I mean? Like, she would rather be with her than with me, but you're paying her.
Yeah. That's good. That's a plus. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, did you do, all right, well, if you got off the ship in March, man, what kind of live show situation, how much stand-up are you doing now in the last, do you do anything during COVID at all? Live?
No, I did 2 Zoom shows. One for a large dentist group. That was a Zoom show. It was really, really, professionally done. It was wonderful. And then I did another one for a internet marketing company. It's a guy that I knew for a long time. And then I went to Indianapolis to do Ruth Ann's Club up there. And I did Thursday night, and it was fun. And then Friday, I started feeling really weird, and I felt like I was having chest pains and stuff. And, years ago, I would have just been like, I'm sure it's nothing, But when you have a 3-year-old, you're like, I better check this shit out. So I just told Ruth Ann, I said, you got to get somebody, I'm out. So I drove back to Lexington and went and got, tested this up. But that was the only stand-up since that all ended.
Jeez.
I've done voiceover work. Yeah, I've done voiceover work and some other stuff like that, but that's it. Like, I'm doing this golf announcer thing. And I can't say that I'm ready to move on from stand-up, because I'm not, because I have a plan on doing something. But I have lost the addiction for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I know as soon as I start doing it again, I'm going to be like, oh,
yeah,
God, I hate this. But right now I don't miss it.
Well, I didn't. I lost the addiction for it until I got divorced. And when I got divorced, when I went back, when I got on ships. So when that happened, there were kind of a lot of shows we were doing, on the ships, and then I kind of fell back in love with it and became addicted again. So I got it revamped. Yeah. So it's anytime something happens in life, and then I had something to talk about. I had gotten divorced. I was recently single. I was raising teenagers. All kinds of shit changed. Yep. So I got back into it. I got a feeling once you hit the stage, you start doing stuff about your daughter. You know what I mean? That you'll be like, oh, I forgot how great this is.
And it's so funny because for a while I didn't write for a while, but now I'm back into the writing big time. But I'm writing a different thing. I'm writing in preparation for this other tour that I want to put together, and that's really interesting because I have a completely different point of view and perspective on this thing, and it's I'm anxious to get back out there and do it in a way. But on the other hand, I sure like being home all the time. That part's nice because I like to golf, and I'm at a club here, and I, and life is good here. But
yeah, I got, what's this other thing? What are you talking about? Can you talk about it, or you kind of talked around the corner about it?
Yeah, really. It's Clubhouse related.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And so I don't want to give anything away because it's important because people steal ideas and things like that. And
we're live on the internet. There's 11 people watching us right now.
Yeah, well, either way, one person could tell another person. And
no, I'm with you. This is on YouTube. Somebody can watch it on YouTube. I don't blame you, dude. That's why I asked. Don't say anything if you don't want to say it. That's cool.
No, and it's great because it's a plan that that I thought up in my head, and as comics, like when we were coming up, you tried to get sitcom deals, right?
Yeah, right. That was the big thing.
That was the whole thing. That's why everybody all loved Swingers so much. But for me, it was like I liked that whole development situation. I liked conceiving the idea and then building it and then building your act around it and doing all that kind of stuff. I enjoyed doing that. And so I got when I went on cruise ships, I lost that creativity or that dreamer aspect of me. Right. I more had that, all right, well, I got to get enough of these to do this without jumping off the end of the fucking boat, right? And then I wasn't really being like creative or a dreamer, which is what I am. I like to create things. And so now with this Clubhouse thing, again, it's been a lot of fun, and I thank you for coming in there a lot. It really adds a lot, and we're working super hard on trying to make this something really special.
Yeah, I try to get in there as much as possible, and there's a lot of great stuff in there. There's great comics on there talking, and I want to get back to something you just said. When you're on the cruise ship, that you kind of gave up that dreamer aspect of it. It's interesting you say that, because when I got on cruise ships, I never had a development deal, but I was acting all the time. I did a lot of great work, and I've been on a lot of great shows. I've been fortunate. I've been an ER, played like, and but when I got on ships, I stopped thinking about all that and just focused on writing good jokes and being a comic. And then honestly, I was done. I was like, I thought I got to a point where I was talking to someone. I think I peaked. I think I've actually peaked right here on this cruise ship. And I go, and I had 2 kids, and one embraces, one in college. And I go, I don't know if I have any options really. I think I got to ride out this peak. And then COVID came. And one of the things that's been kind of cool about this last year is in that time, I've produced 4 different internet shows. They got this podcast. I got another thing streaming. But it brought back the creativity and that part of building a whole piece together, not just doing a joke in a show, but I know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Comics, you didn't just do one joke and try to get somewhere. You built a whole library of stuff, or you had a storyline of like 10 years of stuff. You know what I mean? When you're putting a show together, there's a lot of thought that goes into it.
Yeah, I think that, I know a lot of people, and especially, my sister, they have a different point of view politically than I do, but they're like, they're just giving these people money. Well, you know what? That may be the case in some cases. But I think a lot of people learned over that year that they, first of all, probably got away from some addiction of lifestyle that Americans get into that costs a lot of money.
Sure.
Okay? Because people get themselves trapped into a shitty job, and you got an apartment, you got a car, and now you're like, God, I can't quit. I can't move on, do something. There's nothing to me about being on a ship that makes you want to think that I want to skyrocket. Now, if you go and audition and you get a role, it can be a life changer.
Yeah, right.
It can be you get a Breaking Bad and nobody knows who you are. I remember there was a guy on that I was in acting class forever, and all of a sudden, boom, he couldn't get arrested. All of a sudden, boom, he's on the show Justified for 5 or 7 years or whatever, and then he's acting and all these other kind of things, and it can happen that quick. Yeah. Or producing things. You're being creative. You're doing things. When you're on a cruise ship, you're there for 2 reasons: to write jokes and make people laugh, and to get a paycheck. Yeah. And I don't think that if I wanted to just get a paycheck, I would have been a fucking machinist like I was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Since this Clubhouse thing came up, man, my energy level has gone through the freaking roof.
Yeah.
And so it's great.
Well, it's cool. It's inspiring because you're always doing something, dude, because I get the notifications on the app. So, I mean, I see your name about 10 times a day. So it's pretty impressive how you're involved. You know what I mean? That you're constantly doing something, and then you have like 5 things planned coming up. It's cool. It's a nice energy to feel, man.
Yeah, and you do the same. You do the same, and that's where you want to, they always say you are who your friends are. And the thing is, for me, is that we have over 70 hours of programming now in a week, and 25 different shows, and people are creating, and we're trying to figure out how to take a ground level social media thing and turn it into I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I hear you.
But if it doesn't happen, it was so fun working with my wife because my wife is fierce,
Right?
and she's an amazing, she's a badass, and so we've met so many great people too, and it's rehooked us up, and it's great, and it's a lot of fun.
Dude, it's cool. It's also like this last year's. It's a great example. You talk about this last year that people were in situations and they look at something and they go, well, I'm stuck. Now what am I going to do? I can't, blah, blah, blah. And if it would have only been like 2 or 3 months, I think people would have stayed in that mindset and they would have been, well, I'll just get back to work. But because it was 15 months, so many people are there like, A, I didn't need that job, or B, I can find another job, or C, I survived. And I mean, it means you look at a lot of things differently. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people embrace that completely different over this last year. And that's why places are having trouble hiring people right now. A lot of people like to say, well, they're getting unemployment. That's not all of it. Other people have found their own business and life and motivation and goal, and they're pursuing those things. Yeah.
And I believe that too, but it's the easy way out saying the other thing. It just makes it easier to say the other thing. You know what I mean? But the truth of it is, you are correct in what you're saying. In a lot of places, the places that are struggling to employ are service industry people. McDonald's is now paying $13.50 an hour.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They probably weren't paying that last year.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, there's servers that I've talked to be like, you know what, man, I got out of that. I'm not going to fucking work for this money anymore and deal with people's shit and then have them tip me, It's like, so now a lot of people did online college. A lot of people did a lot of things, figured out something, another way to go ahead and make a living.
Right.
That made themselves more fulfilled, rather than getting on that wheel.
Yeah. And even not just people that are around our age, if you're younger, they're even better at finding this stuff out in their 20s, and they don't need one big career, one big money maker online. Nowadays, the only way to survive is to diversify and have like 10, 15 different sources of income, whether you're doing stand-up, acting, voiceover. I mean, that's what we've been doing. We're essentially been gig workers from day one, So
absolutely.
So, and now if you're younger, you need less gigs. You only need 2 or 3, and you go, you know what? I'm good with this. I can do this for a couple of months till I find a better job, and they can hold out for more. Yeah, because the whole unemployment argument has always been ridiculous, especially this aspect where people go, one argument is, well, we're giving them free money. But another argument is, hey, you know what? Maybe we should be paying more in the first place. Maybe that's what part of the problem. I think that's the bigger problem. Cost of living has gone up how much since the 70s, and how much has the average wage gone up since the 70s? It's not proper balance.
A friend of mine says, well, there's a war on billionaires. I really don't have a lot of sympathy to hear about the war on billionaires. All right. As a matter of fact, I have absolutely fucking zero. Right. But here's the war on billionaires that I care about. Every employee should have a sliding scale of pay. Here's your base pay. Okay. Mm-hmm. When our business is crushing it like they were for the last year and a half, these people should make more money.
Yep.
Okay. They should make more money. Walmart.
Shit, Amazon. Dude, look at Amazon the last 15 months.
Bezos. And the people that drive their trucks are fucking miserable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, they work their ass off.
They work their ass off, but also they got this crazy grading scale and all this other kind of shit.
And they're forced out. They're forced out. Yeah. Walmart's been doing that for years. Walmart, when you get to a certain age, Amazon has the same practice. Get rid of people when you get to a point and hire new, younger people. So there's nobody moving up.
Because they only work a certain amount of hours, so they don't have to pay you health insurance.
Yep.
This is where I have a problem. You're the richest family in America.
Right.
Pay your employees. It ain't right.
Yeah.
And so that's where we get pissed. Bezos, I mean, how much money did these people make? There should be profit sharing. You should get your paycheck and stock. Every single person should get paycheck and stock. That way, if the company starts crushing it and you get fired, you want to sell all your shit, you still get a little severance, just like a CEO does, or somebody who does consulting for it. If you want to take it serious, but you won't even guarantee people $14 an hour, and then you go, they're not even getting it. they don't get insurance. They don't insure their car. They're trying to feed their fucking kids. They can't live on that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Not everybody is smart.
Right.
Not everybody is an achiever. There are people that just go and work. They should be able to make money and not be poor.
Yep. No, they work their ass off. You're absolutely right. They'll call it the working class, call it blue collar, call it whatever you want. I'm not very smart with money. You know what I mean? I've always made enough money to get by, bro. That's it. You know what I mean? I figure out, I try to save where I can, which usually means nothing. But I just work my ass off. And some people can't figure out. I've got friends that are so good with money. They're like, well, you should invest in this and flip this and do. And I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But they got it together though. They got it together. But just because you don't know, like you said, just because you don't know as much about money as the next guy doesn't mean that you can't make a living wage.
It's not just about whether or not somebody can save money. It's that they should be able to make money. Somebody should be able, in the United States of America, when you work for a company, you should be able to pay them so that they can live. Not everybody can go to college or even do a tech school. There are some people that just do the jobs that we need done, and that's what either their intellect is or their drive. You know what I mean? And they should still be able to raise their kids and not.
Support a family, dude. That's exactly what. That's the point. They should be able to support a family. They work their ass off. There's nothing wrong. No. Some people,
and that's what I was saying too. I remember sitting at Bel Air Country Club with one guy who was a billionaire and another guy who was filthy rich. And he's like, you can make a shit ton of money if you just, you got to work your ass off though. I'm like, you know what? My dad was a machinist for 45 years. Never missed a fucking day. Yeah. All right. He also taught school at a technical college at night, taught metrics, taught machining. He trained these people, did all that, and used to come home at 11, 12 every single night. Still, after my dad's dead, I look at the clock twice a day at 11, 12. I don't know why that happens, but I do. My dad worked his fucking ass off, and he didn't get rich. You know why? Because he worked for a company where rich people wouldn't pay their people.
Yeah.
And that's that. And it's terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible. No, you're right. 100%.
I'm being hilarious right now.
Yeah, this is really funny. Let's go to the board. Let's see. This is a great angle. Somehow, last show was worse. We were talking about plane crashes and death. I don't know what's happened to the show. Spencer James was on last week, and we ended up talking about a plane crash or something, and things got weird. All right, let's go to the board because people have questions for you. Actually, the Packer fan showed up, so I gotta refer to him now. He's one of my Patriot. He wants to know where you're from in Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, West Allis, specifically 1 mile exactly from the State Fair.
Wow. All right, there you go, Ben. That's where he's at. That's where he's from. He's asking. He likes the fact that you're a minimalist and still has a Packer helmet.
Yes.
Hey, only the necessities, man. Only the necessities. All right. That's the. I thought there was another question here. I don't see one. Brenda usually types one in. Have we ever worked together? I don't think we've worked together. I don't know I don't remember where I met you. I want to say I met you at the Improv, and we used to watch football at Rick's or whatever.
Yeah. Oh God, those were the days, man. Yeah. Going to Rick's house and playing wiffle ball.
Oh God,
and all that kind of stuff.
I can't play wiffle anymore. I'll go watch football, but I can't. It's not good for my arm, man. I can't throw that. I can't.
You still go up there?
Yeah,
you still go up there?
Yeah, I go up there to watch football. Yeah, absolutely. I was there a couple times last year. Not many. There was no one there last year. It was me, Rick, Caponero was there once or twice, and then another guy, Ahmed, and that's it. So
tell Rick I said hi, man. I haven't seen him in forever, and that was one of my favorite moments. I had a moment there. I was watching the Super Bowl there, and I had auditioned for a voiceover for Michelob Ultra Amber. It was a brand new beer, and I auditioned for it on Thursday, and it was a few days before. Obviously Sunday was the Super Bowl because I'm about to tell the story.
Sure.
But I auditioned for it on Thursday, and I left there, and I was like, I got that one. I was pretty prolific at this time, man. I always had, I always had 5 or 6 nationals running. I mean, I had it going on with that. So Sunday, I'm like, I can't believe I didn't get that. Friday at the end of the day, I'm like, I cannot believe I didn't get that spot. I crushed that spot. So Sunday we're watching, you know what I'm saying? You leave and you either feel like what the fuck is wrong with you?
No,
Or
I
you're
know.
like, I quit.
Yeah, right,
So,
right.
I was at Rick's house, and all of a sudden this commercial comes on, and I look, and it's on all of Rick's TVs, and Rick's like, "Hey, Henry, is that you?" And I was like, I think that was my voice. Yeah. So he clicks back, and I'm like, "That's me." And immediately after that, my voiceover agent is like, "Here, they just put your audition on the spot." So they put my audition on the spot. It was a great commercial. It actually won the Super Bowl commercial winner. It was these people in the park playing, and this blonde girl rubs this guy's hair, and she goes, "Throw it to me. I'm going to be wide open." Right? So she goes running out for a pattern, and it goes, and I say, "The world of light beer." And all of a sudden she catches the ball, and this dude comes out of nowhere and just decleats her and grinds her into the and he goes, you are closed. And I go, just got a little darker, and I was like, that was crazy. And I owned that and 4 other spots for 4 years with Michelob. And it was just crazy. That was the way we were in,
Dude, that's a great way to find out you booked that spot.
My God, it was the best way. I mean, I was already going to get fucked up there, but I really got jacked up that day.
I got money to spend. Dude, right on. That's the greatest, man. That's a great way to find. I've always been the opposite, man. There's happened to me a few times where the bigger the part you read for, you find out you didn't get it through the media. Like I was up for a couple things on HBO, and Nathan Lane got one, and then so I heard Nathan Lane got booked on Lucky, the show, or whatever. Like, oh, I guess that's not me. So I would get notifications. I was getting notifications from the Hollywood Reporter letting me know that I wasn't getting gigs. So I knew right away. Wow. So
that's a bummer. Yeah, I remember that show, Lucky, with Craig Robinson and Jimmy Schubert.
Yeah.
And Gardell,
yeah. But if you guys are watching, if you don't know, that's what happened. That doesn't work that way for a voiceover. That's not how it works. Usually you audition, you give the call back, and then they call you in and you shoot it. There's a whole process afterwards. That's like that's the best gift ever. You're like, I don't have it, and then bing. And dude, even better, house full of guys that are friends of yours watching football. Everybody wins on that.
It was the best. It was just the best. And the great thing is about that is the voiceover is always the last thing they book.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they run the commercial, they do the commercial, and then they try and find the voice that fits best in there. So it's always the last thing. So they're like, all right, you booked it tomorrow at noon. You're like, what the what?
Yeah.
And if you've ever done, promo work or anything like that, it's like audition at 2, tomorrow morning at 8. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And so,
they move quick.
Yeah.
Dude, right on. All right, man. Well, look, we are right up at an hour. I think we're going to wrap this up and get the hell out of here. But do you have anything? What do you want to plug, man? What do you want to talk? What can you talk about that you want to push or plug right now? Just,
come to Clubhouse. Go to the Clubhouse app, download it, and come to the Comedy Lounge. The Comedy Lounge is our network we started. It has probably 100 hours a week of entertainment now with different people that are doing. There's impressionist shows, there's game shows, there's last night we did guess the punchline of this joke show, and they would do the setup, and it was fun, right? I mean, and so we have so many people being creative. We're giving this opportunity, and it's a social media app that is at ground level, and we are working our off to try and figure it out. But we're having a great time doing it. So check that out, because that's really what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, you know what's cool about it when I'm on that app, and there's so many different shows you have on that app in the Comedy Lounge. You can bounce from one to the other. Some is newer comics talking about material. Some is other guys. But I mean, and then you got big name comics that pop in all the time, like Brian Regan. I know has been in there. My friend Craig Robinson, and there's always somebody there.
Foxworthy on. John Mayer.
Foxworthy. That was a good one. Yeah, John Mayer.
Yeah. John Mayer came in the room one night and hung out. I mean, we worked hard at this, and we're So I want you to come on and be a panelist. I don't know if we're going to do one tomorrow, but I'll hit you up.
I'll do it. I'll send you a message. I was going to say that last week of July is good for me because I'll be back in town, and I'm actually have a gig in L.A. So if I can plug that week, we'll talk about it. But I want to do the panel. That sounds great. And then every once in a while, I would be on more. I found this out. I can't listen to it when I'm driving because I have it plugged into my car. Like when I do Uber Eats at night, when I first hooked up with you on this thing, I was listening in the car, but I can't do it because then I'm driving in the car, and then then the sound comes out of the phone. It doesn't come out of the stereo, so I can't hear the sound. And then even when I do, people are like ask me a question. I'm driving. It's just it's a little tough when I'm driving. I'm like trying to pull people to bip it. I'm like, go. I'm on Clubhouse. Go. Just waving people by, just trying to talk.
Well, hey man, I enjoyed it. Thanks for thinking of me, and I'm glad we had a chance to re-hook up, my friend.
Yeah, guys, that's Scott. That's Scott Henry. Give him a round of applause. That's him, my good friend, all the way from Milwaukee. Little queen clap. That's my friend. That's Scott Henry. Folks, if you are on Clubhouse, go over to the Comedy Lounge. If you're not, download the app and go to Comedy Lounge. It is Scott. It's lots and lots and lots of different comics on there. It's such a great time to just listen to comics talk about jokes and ideas, and then every once in a while have someone like Foxworthy's in there talking about his career and different things, and you never know. The night I was there, Craig popped in between his sets, and it's a lot of comics, and there's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff about comedy, and it's a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. So if you can, check that out. The rest of you guys, if you enjoyed the show, thank you very much. Also, you guys know this. We don't have any sponsors or commercials or anything like that, or any supporters. All my support comes from viewers, listeners, and from guests. And if you're interested, bam, you can support us financially right there by going to LennySchmidtComedy if you can. Or you can hit us in the Venmo apps, LennySchmidtComedy on Venmo or on Cash App, one of those two. And if you saw Reconnecting Comedy over the weekend and you're interested in the Patreon page and you want to be involved in those shows, we do writer sessions, and I have an opportunity to do other writer sessions with more groups and have more shows. And if you are interested, go to the Patreon page, look there, and you get all kinds of information as far as how to get involved in that. You guys are great. Thanks for being here. I'll be here in 2 days. Jaron Pointer will be back here in 2 days, who is I've had him on the show before. I met him at Howl in the Moon, very talented piano player, and I was going to have him on a couple months ago, but he was in the middle of finishing his 3 albums. He put 3 albums together during this whole COVID thing. That was insane. Scott, are you yelling at me? I can still see you.
Oh, I was saying Jared is amazing.
Yeah, Jared's amazing. There you go. Scott's still there. Okay, so Jared is amazing. So yeah, he'll be here. He'll be here Wednesday. I just talked to him. Actually, he's excited. He's got a whole bunch of new songs, a whole bunch of new music to play for us. So the rest of you guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in 2 days. Take care of yourselves. As always, do me a favor. Dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produced. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers, will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to LennySchmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at LennySchmidtComedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.